The jury in the trial of Alex Murdaugh has reached a verdict. The South Carolina lawyer was charged with 2 counts of murder in the shooting of his wife and son in June 2021. And just now, the jury has found him guilty. CNN's Gloria Pazamino is in Walterboro, South Carolina, where the verdict was just read. Gloria.
That's right, guilty on all of 4 counts. Alex Murdaugh found guilty of killing his wife and his son, Paul Murdaugh, and also guilty of the weapons related to those crimes. A stunning length of time that the jury deliberated for here, less than 3 hours. The jury announced that they had reached a verdict. That after a trial that has lasted more than 28 days. There was a mountain of evidence that was presented. The state trying to argue that Alex Murdaugh killed his son and his wife in an attempt to gain sympathy and distract from financial crimes that he was being accused of. The defense, in their closing arguments, arguing that this was a case of a failed investigation and planted evidence, and that there was no proof that Alex Murdaugh killed his son and his wife, and that the motive that the state was providing simply did not make sense. The defense obviously failing to convince the jury on that argument. The jury returning that verdict just a short while ago. Alex Murdaugh guilty, facing several decades in prison, a minimum of 30 years for every count. This has been a case that's captivated the attention of certainly here in Low Country, South Carolina, but also across the nation.
And that was going to be my next question, Gloria. They've been watching it in America, but we've been watching it here in Canada. Why do you think this trial captivated so many people?
Well, listen, you have a combination of all of the elements that tend to make for a very good story. Here you have a man who is the scion of a legal family here in South Carolina, comes from a long lineage of influential and powerful lawyers, a man that had a tremendous amount of power and influence in the city that he lived in. This was a prominent family, and you have those crimes that are connected to Alex Murdaugh, the accusations that he stole millions of dollars from the clients that he was charged with representing. Alex Murdaugh ultimately admitting to stealing from his clients on the stand, and also to lying to investigators about where he was on the night of the murders. Initially telling investigators that he had been at the dog kennels, the scene of the crime, with his wife and his son, but that he had driven away and gone to visit his ailing mother. It's in between that span of time that the murders happened. However, during the trial, there was evidence provided in the form of a video found on Paul's cell phone that showed that Alex Murdaugh was in fact at the scene of the crime right around the time that the murders were committed. The defense unable to convince the jury that that was not enough to prove that he was in fact the person behind these brutal killings. So here you have a great fall from grace from a man who once was very high in the power pyramid of what was really a small town here in South Carolina, a family of great prominence, of great influence, meeting a tragic end, and now this legal scion going to jail, likely for several decades.
Yeah, Gloria, you are correct. It was a fascinating case. That was CNN's Gloria Pazamino in Walterboro, South Carolina. Gloria, thank you.